We're talking to Kaleen, who's representing Austria at Eurovision with the song We Will Rave. Kaleen, you've been dancing since the age of 2.5. I think you won all sorts of European and world titles. Did you ever make it to Australia?
No, unfortunately not yet, but it's very, very high on the list. I would love to go there. I've only heard amazing stuff from there, and also in the dance industry, it's actually quite known. So yeah, it's a shame that I have not made it there yet, but it's yeah, like I said, it's right up there.
But you must have seen the classic Australian movie, Strictly Ballroom.
Yeah, I did.
And what made you to move from dancing into singing at the age of 28?
Well, I was already singing throughout my whole life. The only difference that was there basically, I don't know if it was 28, maybe it was a little sooner, that I actually went out with my own music. So I always sang on the side. I have the first recording of me in the recording studio where I was, I think, 2 years old or something. So even sooner than I have my first dancing video. I was always singing. Yeah, it just took a while for me to find my way into songwriting, into like setting everything up myself. And yeah, by the age of, well, when was it actually? It was September 2021 that I released my debut single. So yeah, it took a while, but I always knew that this was the goal for me, to be on a stage dancing to my own song and singing, of course.
Let's move on to Eurovision. Tell us about your involvement with Eurovision 2018.
Yeah, so 2018, I got the privilege to be a stand-in at the Eurovision. So it's a rehearsal process that we always go through every year we do Eurovision, where we have a group of artists perform the actual songs on stage with the props, with the cameras, with the lights. Back then, we were also singing live. So yeah, to make sure that the production is already running, that everything is already going well, so that when the actual artist comes on stage, yeah, you don't lose time. And I did that for, I think, 11 or 12 countries, and I was the lead artist in 8 of them. I did Eleni Forera, for example, for Cyprus that year. I did Sara Alto for Finland. I did Serbia, Lithuania, Slovenia, a lot of countries, a lot of nice songs, nice numbers. Yeah, it was an amazing experience.
But talking about Fuego, how did you feel when a song that you put so much effort in the development, that performance did so well at the contest, but without you?
Yeah, but that, like, at that point, that was all that I was there to do. So it was my job to make sure that everything is set up for Eleni. And of course, then she delivered her jaw-dropping performance. And I remember I was in there. I don't know if it was the first or the second semi. I think it was the first, in the audience. And I remember the song being on, and I actually had some space around me. So I just performed the song, and it felt like I was performing the song on stage, because you could hear the crowd and feel the pyro and everything. I still remember that moment. There's actually a video of my phone of that moment. I have to post it at some point. Yeah, it was just an honor, especially to do it for Eleni, because even today still it is a Eurovision anthem. And to know that, yeah, I was just a tiny little small part of the whole development of that song and of that performance, it's an honor.
But how was it getting onto the Eurovision stage again this time to rehearse in Malmö? And this time, of course, it's your own song and you get to finish the job.
Exactly, yeah. So that's already the big difference of everything. It was actually on Monday when we had the first rehearsal. It was very, very special, and it felt like home to me. I don't know why, but also maybe because I think it's the same stage director that I actually had in 2018 when I was the stand-in. So I know a lot of people who are working there now this year, which makes it, yeah, even more special for me to be welcomed with a hug by everyone. And then on that stage, taking it all in, looking at the cameras, looking at the empty seats now still, that will be filled with hopefully a lot of ravers in a week. It's crazy, but also it feels calming, actually, that I'm here now, that I'm supposed to be here now. Yeah, getting to experience this as me, as an artist, not just preparing it for someone else. Yeah, my heart is very, very full.
That's great. I hear that you prefer pop music that puts people in a good mood. Can you explain that to us? And do you think your own song fulfills this?
Yeah, so for me, music is always extremely closely related to emotions. So I do get it that sometimes, and I've been there before as well, when you're heartbroken, when you're just sad, okay, you put on a sad song and you just really lean into that feeling. But I feel like most of the times we need music to uplift us, to just yeah, be positive, to create an emotion that just drags you throughout the day where you don't even realize that maybe something bad is happening, you're struggling, whatever. And that's what I love about music so much. It just brings you to that state of mind immediately where you're like, I can do anything, I can reach anything. It's something powerful. And yeah, I actually do feel like We Will Rave is doing that. And the feedback that I hear from other people is just that they connect so much positivity to the song, whether it's like nostalgic because they might remember the 90s from it, or just a special time in their lives, or they just jump on the 90s train right now and they just feel like, it's doing something. I can't sit still. I want to jump up. I want to dance to it. So I'm extremely lucky and very, very grateful to be on stage with my perfect Eurovision song to make everybody in the audience feel the energy.
Now in Australia, we're a very big country, and so we have a lot of very small towns. But I hear you come from a very small town in Austria. What is there to see in your town apart from the motorway exit?
Good question. Well, a lot of trees, a lot of trees, a lot of farms actually. So when I was there, it was just all wide, all nature. You could see the horizon, you could see the sunrise, the sunset, walk in the forest. It was very, very nice. And now, because it's so close to an exit, to a highway exit, people are building more and more and more. So I really got to go back there and see just how the energy is right now. But yeah, I loved growing up on the countryside.
I hear you're into Pilates. The 2018 singer for Austria, Cesar Sampson, was really into Pilates. Have you
Yeah.
met him? And how does Pilates help with your getting ready to perform?
Yeah, so I met Caesar Sampson a couple of times before. Also, I don't know if we met in 2018, but I was carrying the Austrian flag before he actually came on stage at the flag parade. So yeah, we've crossed paths many times. Yeah, and also now I think he's in Malmö right now. Yeah, so he's lovely. Um, Pilates, for me, is a nice way of not draining the body too much out of energy, but still activating every single muscle. So I really like doing that in the morning on a show day, just whenever, just to like you do a voice warm up, just to feel every single muscle once, focus on breathing. I love ab exercises, so that's great for that. Yeah, I feel like it's my body always is always very, very grateful if I did 5, 10, 20 minutes of Pilates in the morning.
And I'm told you get stressed when you have to pack a suitcase. Did you leave anything behind this time? And most importantly, did your little teddy bear make it to Malmö?
Oh, no, he did not. But actually, I took a very conscious minute to say goodbye to him. I was like, okay, you're gonna wait here for me. I'll be back soon. Yeah, and then I'll tell you all the great things that have happened to me. I'm just a very sentimental person. So basically everything that's around me has feelings. So I talk to things quite a lot. Um, yeah, so the packing the suitcase for me from Malmö was not that stressful because there was just no question of, do I take this or do I take that? It was just, okay, everything has to fit into the suitcase. So how small can I pack and fold things so that I can take everything? And now actually my house is very clean because there's nothing lying around anymore. I just brought everything with me.
Well, we can't leave you alone without a teddy bear, so I'm going to drop this by your hotel a
Oh my
little later
God.
on. It's a little pussycat to keep you company while you're here, and of course to take back home with you.
Thank you.
Anyway, my very last question: when can we see your performance on TV in Australia?
So my semifinal will be aired on Saturday evening, and I do hope that I make it through to the final so that I can wake you all up with "We Will Rave" and make sure that none of you is sleeping anymore. Everyone's raving with me on Sunday morning. Yeah, so I will be very grateful for your support. Yeah, and to feel your energy, even all the way from Australia.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.